Hi there, lovely people. Welcome back to English with Catherine. If you're new here, hi, my name's Catherine. This is my channel. And hello to all you lovely, loyal subscribers. For everyone who doesn't know me on here, I am a lover of words. I studied English literature and English language at university, so I have a real passion for the whole subject. And today, my gift to you is 10 lovely words. These words make me happy, they make me feel even more positive than I already am. And I hope they'll do the same for you. So make yourself a lovely cup of tea and let's get started. Number 1, flutter, flutter. The way it sounds even is gorgeous. I just love that. It's actually a verb for the movement of any winged creature. So any creature that has wings, so not humans, can flutter. And it sounds like the sound of the fluttering itself. Somehow, it's just so descriptive. The reason I love this word is that I'm naturally drawn to butterflies. In the spring, there are lots of butterflies fluttering around the gardens. They particularly flutter around lilac trees. They love lilac. I'll put a picture on the screen of lilac. There are actually birds fluttering right outside the window right now. So it's a very daily English word. Pronunciation tip. Make sure you pronounce your T's if you want a British accent. In the American accent, they say more like flutter, flutter, which sounds so cool. But in the British accent, or in modern RP, the accent that I speak with, we're going to really make a strong T. Flutter, flutter. Number 2, sprout, sprout. In the springtime, a tree sprouts new flowers, new buds. So flowers start out as a bud and then the bud opens. Sprout is really a verb. It has a lot of movement in it and it describes the actual action of things flourishing, growing, blooming. We sometimes say something is beginning to sprout in small talk when we're having conversation about nature and what's going on outside, just outside our window. What is sprouting or about to sprout? April showers. April showers. Now, I know this is not one word, sorry, this is 2 words, but it's kind of an expression. And April showers refers to, I think you probably guessed it, the rain that you get in April. Now, the rain that we have in April is not like normal rain. It's different, it's lighter, kind of comes on suddenly and then stops, just like a shower. It's not heavy, it's very light. And the other day I was walking through the graveyard in my local town and there was the absolute classic April shower. It just came on and then the sun started shining within like 2 minutes. And there was the most beautiful rainbow. If you follow me on Instagram, you can get live updates of this kind of thing, by the way, guys. Pronunciation tip. There is a strange little schwa in April. It's in the second syllable. A schwa. Okay, it sounds really strange. A schwa is actually the name for a sound that we have in the British accent, the modern RP accent, the one I speak with. And the sound is literally just It's not very beautiful, is it, when it's just like that? But when it's in a word, it really does help to soften the word and the way that it sounds. So in the word April, it's not April. No, it's not the vowel sound, it's a schwa. So April, try it. April. Well done. Number 4, flourish. Flourish. I love this word. Definitely one of my favourites. After the April showers in April, the flowers in May will flourish because of the rain. And this really just means bloom. Now, a synonym of this word is another great word, and that is thrive. Okay, a little bit more difficult to say. And we can use that actually for people too. If people are really healthy, happy, growing, and just in their natural habitat really, they can be described as thriving. And personally, when I moved into this barn, I really then began to thrive because this is where I'm naturally happiest, in the countryside with animals, and I'm much happier here than I was in London, in all honesty. I love London, but not really to live. Just my personal opinion. Pronunciation tip. Even though we have an OU vowel combination here, it is not the ow sound. Typical English, never any consistency. Sorry about that. It's actually an sound, like an umbrella U. I've often called it that before in my previous videos. So I have names for things and that is my name for that sound. umbrella U. So it's an sound, the same sound as the in umbrella. Flourish. Flourish. Number 5, spring cleaning. Spring cleaning. Again, this is not one word, sorry. I remember reading about spring cleaning in the Wind and the Willows book. These little animals, the characters are all animals. You've got to read it, it's just amazing. They were all described as spring cleaning their houses, and one of them lives in a tree. Obviously, he's a squirrel, and it's the most adorable story. So that's probably why I love this expression, because it just reminds me of that book. Also, it makes me think of new beginnings and fresh starts, and that's why I love the season of spring, because it really is about that. Pronunciation tip, make sure your I in spring is very springy, in that it's very quick, so it sounds really like the season should sound, very sort of bright. Spring, spring. Number 6, fragrant, fragrant. Love this word. It means something smells really, really beautiful. Okay, so roses are very fragrant. I particularly love it when it rains in the spring or the summer and the rain falls on a herb bush, like for example a rosemary bush, and you get this fragrance in the air. You don't get that in the winter, you don't get it in autumn. It's just different, and that's why I love this word. So you can describe things as fragrant. It's an adjective. Okay, but if you want to use the noun, it's fragrance. So you would say rosemary has a beautiful fragrance. Pronunciation tip, we have another important schwa sound here in the second syllable. Okay, so it's not fragrant, no, it is fragrant. Can you hear that schwa inside that syllable, helping that word sound really lovely? Fragrant, fragrant. Number 7, rejuvenating. Rejuvenating. Somehow just saying this word is very rejuvenating. This means something that makes you feel fresh, alive, invigorated. You know when you go out for a walk and it starts raining and the rain just starts landing on your hair and on your face, and at first you're like, oh, I really should have bought my umbrella. And then you start thinking, actually, you know what? I'm not cold. This is actually so lovely, and it's rejuvenating. It makes you feel alive, it wakes you up, it awakens your senses. Pronunciation tip, we've got a really important sound in the second syllable, and that is dew. Dew. Okay, that sound needs to come out. If it doesn't, it's not going to sound like the word. Rejuvenating. Rejuvenating. I know you can do it. Number 8, ladybird. Ladybird. This has got to be the cutest name for an insect ever. Although it makes me think of this time where my student described a slug as a snail without a house. How cute is that? And now every time I see a slug, I'm like, oh, you don't have a house. They must be really jealous of snails, right? They must see snails and be like, why don't we have that? Anyway, a ladybird, in case you didn't know, here's a picture. I saw one in mid-flight the other day on my daily walk. I've never seen one just like traveling around. They're usually on something, but just seeing it in flight was kind of cute. We have a thing here in the UK where we make a wish, I think. Well, I do anyway. I hope that's actually something everyone does. You make a wish if you see a ladybird and then they fly off and make your wish come true. That's the idea. And of course the name that they have, you know, lady, bird, it's adorable. Number 9, oh, that's always really difficult. Pruning, pruning. I wonder if you know what this means. So if you are green-fingered, which is a lovely expression meaning you're very naturally good at gardening and, you know, planting things, I'm not very green-fingered. I love cactuses or cacti because they're really easy to, you know, not kill. I'm hoping in my older age that I get more green-fingered. Anyway. Pruning is the act of cutting off the dead heads of the flowers or plants so that new ones can grow. My mum is a florist. You probably know what that means, but she basically arranges flowers for weddings and funerals and all kinds of events. And in all the seasons, pretty much, she goes outside and she prunes the plants. I just love how the word sounds, pruning. And I also like the fact that it's a very specific word. We have a word for everything. Probably why it's such a difficult language, because there are so many words and so much vocabulary to learn. But it's good to have options, right? Pronunciation tip. Now it looks like an sound, doesn't it? Because there's a U, but it's actually not. It's an oo sound, as if it's a double O. Okay, so pruning, pruning. Number 10, I've left my favourite word to last. Toadstool. Toadstool. So a toadstool, here's a picture of one. This is another word for the mushrooms that you get in the forest, okay? They have a classic look. All emojis of mushrooms are actually toadstools or fungi. But the reason I love this is because if you translate the word, a toad is like a frog, a horrible frog actually, quite a big horrible frog. And a stool is a little chair. The idea is that the mushroom looks like a little chair for a toad. That is adorable. And whenever I see toadstools growing, first of all I'm like, that's poisonous, don't touch that. But I also think it looks like the perfect place to perch if you are a toad. The origins of this word are in fairy tales and, you know, Old English, so I absolutely love it. Well, I hope you enjoyed my lovely words of today. Feel free to comment down below which one was your favourite, or just write anything you want. I love reading your comments. I love filming videos about spring, you've probably noticed. If you could click subscribe on my channel, that would be unbelievably great. Obviously it supports my channel and you get notifications when I release my videos, so we all win. It's a win-win situation. See you next Friday for another video. Bye!